This shit came on out of nowhere. I was turned around and minding my own business, like fucking with some shit. And this TV came on. And that white noise at high velocity made me shit my pants.
Trying to bring the comedy back in. Kicking stupid shit to get the audience laughing. Man, this shit is stupid as hell, but maybe this'll get us both up on double XL. Shit happens, trying to bring the comedy back in. Kicking stupid shit to get the audience laughing. Man, this shit is stupid as hell, but maybe this'll get us both up on double XL.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro. So this is it. The Thiccc Dizzy Podcast.
Episode 1, take 2.
Episode 1, take 2. Because FL Studio's a fucking cunt.
FL is just notorious for always fucking crashing.
Oh, bro.
They used to have such a bad rep when they were Fruit Loops. Remember, you're a DJ? What do you have, Fruity Loops, dude? Fucking they changed it to FL and just everyone acted like it was cool. I see through your bullshit, FL Studio.
You didn't get more professional because you just fucking, what is that shit called?
Rebranded yourself
as FL Studio. No, I've actually made a bunch of songs on FL. I can't lie.
I mean, I feel like some of my best songs have been made on, what do you have? Is it Logic?
Yeah, I'm fucking with Logic.
Or Cubase. We made some dope songs with you on Cubase.
Yeah, that's what I used after I transitioned from FL. I used Cubase.
But yeah, before we get too sidetracked, this is the official first episode.
This is the official first
episode. The
episode.
Thiccc Dizzy Podcast.
The Thiccc Dizzy.
I am Thick, aka Ethiks.
And I am Dizzy.
Fucking
Ethiks and Diztrikt Apollo. We out here.
Fucking Ethiks, one half of Wiser Hip Hop. Dizzy, just dolo. I guess technically half of Audible Prophets.
Half of Audible Prophets. Yeah, that shit hasn't been running for a minute, but
the Backwoods Society. This is a good point to talk about.
We out here with Backwoods.
It's like not just a label, it's just a clique. It's a whole family. We were talking about that a little bit off the mic here. It's
that Backwoods had to be fly though.
Oh yeah, all new Backwoods gear.
Yeah, we got all new Backwoods gear on bwsco.ca. You can grab that shit. I'll throw the link in the description. But yeah, we got that shit. This is the fucking family, bro.
I think we need to make some grinders next. That'd be dope if I get a Backwoods grinder. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
And I guess it'd be weird to make rolling papers, but it'd be cool to sell. Even if they're just like Dizzy and Ethiks rolling papers.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really make.
Yeah, obviously.
Rolling papers.
Sell them on a Backwoods site though.
Backwoods Society rolling papers. That's what we about.
So we recorded for 2 hours. I mean, it was nice to get the hang of things, feel comfortable just talking on the mic.
I'm comfortable as fuck.
We had a lot of gold in that take that we lost.
We did. There was some good shit. Well, I feel like we'll drop that shit as like a hidden tape type fucking some Tony Hawk Pro Skater hidden tape.
Maybe we'll
shit.
sample that shit one day.
We could actually.
Fucking, I think before we get too far into other topics, also we should just talk about sort of why we decided to do this.
Podcast wise, I feel like you can be a whole lot more personal with shit. And we don't have to show the whole music side behind our own lives and shit, you know what I mean? We don't have to we don't have to play off that persona as a fucking rapper where we're talking about random shit in a song.
Bullshit,
rappable shit. With podcasts, we can actually talk about real life shit.
Always wanted to do something like this too, because I personally never shut the fuck up. You know that. I always just have an idea or an opinion on something, for better or worse.
This motherfucker doesn't shut up with fucking opinions.
Yeah, and I think it is nice to whether we talk about MMA or hip hop or drinking whiskey or whatever it is, it's just nice to have an outlet where if anyone does give a fuck to listen, they can come support the podcast, they can check out the music, whatever, but it gives me an outlet to rant and rave like a lunatic.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I feel this is gonna be a good fucking.
I think we'll set it off, dude. You ever shit your pants?
I did shit my pants.
Before you were a kid, though, when you were out of diapers.
I was 8.
8? That's not that bad. I think that's a reasonable age to shit your pants, dude. I probably shat myself at 8, and I just don't remember.
I straight shitted.
It's probably doing some dumb shit.
I was in we lived in this old ass house out in Tavistock, a couple minutes from where we are. But yeah, It was like this old ass creepy like 200-year-old house that was just, it was spooky as
It
shit.
was so spooky you shat.
No, it wasn't that, like, it wasn't scary that I shit my pants. It was, believe it or not, my sister had this old fucking box TV that, like, if that shit fell on you, would crush bones.
Oh yeah.
Like, this shit was
the old
fucking
plasma TV.
bro. It was like some shit from the fucking 90s. It was some big shit, and I don't know how it happened, and I don't know why this bitch deceived me like that, but she,
This trifling ass bitch.
trifling ass
into
bitch
shitting your pants.
made me shit my pants, bro. She fucking, she had the TV, it was off, and I don't know why, but the volume was cranked. And if you ever crank white noise at a fucking high volume,
Dude, on those plasma TVs too,
bro, they had speakers, bro.
Yeah,
those things had fucking bangers in them, dude. Like some big speakers, and like this shit came on out of nowhere. I was turned around to minding my own business, like fucking with some shit, and this TV came on, and that white noise at high velocity made me shit my pants.
dude, you should stay away from airplanes, man.
I've been on airplanes, I didn't shit.
No, I'm playing though, cause like as a kid, man, with those big ass plasma TVs, you go to like turn up the volume, and in the dark, and you press the wrong side, you change the channel. That white noise, oh my god!
You changed the channel back in the day, and porn
bro.
came on.
Not even that, bro. You changed that channel to the fucking static. It was
dude, you poop.
so aggressive.
Terrible.
I don't know who had
Terrible.
the idea just to have the little screen bouncing around saying no input, but salute to that guy. I hope that guy is getting his dick sucked somewhere right now.
That was like that old DVD screen that fucking bounced back from like side of the TV to side of the TV. And when that shit hit the corner, I swear to God, the whole school jumped up.
Thinking it was gonna hit the fourth. You see,
You're like, oh, it hit like a fucking millimeter from the fucking corner, and you guys were like, oh. But 10 minutes later, that shit hit the corner, and the whole fucking family jumped up out of their seats. Even the dog jumped up. That shit was wild.
That shit was wild.
That's relatable. 90s kids know that shit. The old DVD players.
I can't call myself a 90s kid, but I got an older brother, so I was lucky enough to get pretty much all that experience.
Yeah, you young as shit.
Young and
Turning 20 in a month.
young and dumb, dude.
Young and dumb. Cheers to that.
Pretty ugly too.
Can't fucking argue with that. Nah, that shit was wild.
But yeah, so we started this, I've always wanted to do a podcast, talk about whatever the fuck. Talked about it with other people. Me and you have talked about it before, but today you just like pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I fucking pulled trig. Pulled trig like a fucking 260.
Like a fucking freshman at her first party.
Freshmen. Fuck college kids. I'm just mad that I didn't go to college. Nah, that shit's gonna be fun though. I'm hype about this.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if you went to college, you could have made music like Asher Roth, dude.
Fuck Asher Roth.
But seriously, do you feel like this is just a better outlet for even like creativity at the moment rather than hip hop? Because I know personally, it's like half the time I would love to fucking, I don't know, even quit, let alone just take a nice little break. But I feel like I'm not even in the position you are in to be able to do that necessarily. One going from group work to still trying to maintain the group, establish the solo stuff, and still not even half as, I've only been doing it a couple of years. So
yeah, I
just don't want to like take my name out of the hat. Whereas I feel like your name's already engraved on the fucking, it's embroidered on the front already, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
No, like I said, fucking breaks are definitely much needed, and it's nice to actually take a step back from being dizzy for once and come back as myself, as a human being, and talk on like even just to talk shit on a podcast. That shit's fucking is nice, bro. And you don't really get that much. Like even when I see people, like I'll meet people that I've never met before, whether it be at a show or out in public, where they don't know me as anybody else but my artist persona. And it's like, if you only fucking knew who I am as a person, then this is exactly what I'm trying to do. I want to come off as raw, as real of a person as I can with this podcast. And that's where I think it's gonna be a good outlet for it.
I think Facebook showcases that a little bit. Shows your fucking. I mean, obviously, social media is awful to showcase anyone's real personality, but I think people can
post
see
dumb shit.
Yeah, I think from the memes to the ridiculous statuses and shit, people sort of see other lights of you. I think that's starting to happen with me now too. I know, even just like me and Sky doing our thing. I think people appreciate seeing that shit, seeing that I'm not just some fucking angry white rapper, but
screaming at the mic.
Why you yelling at the mic?
Yeah, want to talk about it?
But I don't know, man. I think it's we talked about it before too. I watched that podcast. I've just been going through a ton of Steve-O content lately. But when he said that shit about all day they'd be out with Jackass, just like beating the shit out of him, beating the shit out of each other, doing whatever to get their footage for their show and their movies.
Yeah,
he'd go home to his apartment and wouldn't just get super fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But he would basically try and have his own career. He was always living as how do I become a famous stuntman.
He was constantly just staying Steve-O.
Yeah, he's doing kick flips in his house and trying to build a half pipe and, you know, fucking putting his head through the coffee table or whatever, all while on camera, where it's like, you know, you got to take time to be fucking Steve. Take time to fucking turn the camera off, fucking watch stupid cartoons, movies, whatever the fuck. Listen to podcasts, you know?
No, exactly. But no, it's nice to fucking actually sit down and just talk shit.
Mm-hmm. Nice to be Blake too. I like being Thiccc or whatever, but it's nice to be fucking Matt and just like, I like fucking skateboarding and I like fucking Lord of the Rings and dumb nerdy shit, man. If I want to read or watch a fucking movie or play Nintendo, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And I'm gonna still give you the business with the bars.
No, I'm the same way. Like I'll sit down for fucking 8 hours and just sit there in my room and watch fucking conspiracy theories and think about why my life is fucking gonna end in the next 2 years because of some fucking asteroid and all that shit. But no, at the end of the day, we're real fucking people, and that's like I said, what this podcast is.
I don't think it's other people who like make us feel like we're not. I feel like it's just us, like just spending hours in the studio for not a lot of payoff. I mean, not a lot of emotional payoff, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you spend hours and
hours.
Fuck,
you can only sit up in the studio till 3:00 till fucking like take for example me. For the past 7 years, I've been working nonstop. I'll sit in the studio till 3 in the morning and then have to wake up and go to work at fucking 5.
Mm-hmm.
So like those constant weeks where I'm only getting two to maybe maximum 4 hours of sleep a night. How do you do that for fucking 6 years in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, fucking even that's it. It's fucked.
I remember for a bit before all this COVID shit, like this time last year, I was working like property management, doing like 7 days a week, every week. Unless like, you know, and like it was good enough if I needed a day off, I could ask and get one, you know, if there was like birthday, whatever the fuck kind of shit. But like, it's hard to even commit to something like that and still follow your passion. You know, you just want to go home, sleep, do whatever the fuck, crack a beer, watch whatever's on TV. You don't necessarily want to get in the studio, tax your brain more for something you don't know is going to pay off.
But then the artist in you that has that fucking dream is gonna be like, yo, you just worked a fucking 12-hour day? Fuck it. Get in the studio and work another fucking 12 hours. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think if I get up and I start the morning and I have a fucking, even not like a hard day, but just have a productive day where I get shit done. You know, you have a good day at work, doing whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You almost feel more inclined to do like studio work. You just think, oh, well, I've been already this productive. I'm not gonna fucking slow down now, or I'm just gonna be a lazy ass for hours and hours. Which is good, like we said. Sometimes
it's not even being lazy; it's just being unmotivated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that motivation. Whether it's just fucking like sometimes I can sit in my car. Like even on the way here, I was driving in, and I'm taking a break right now till the new year. But on the way here, I was listening to some new shit that came out, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like what's stopping me from fucking tearing my studio shit all apart again and fucking setting it back up? Because at the moment I completely tore all my studio shit down.
Damn.
I don't have
that means you're serious then if you actually take the studio now. Like, my shit's always up. My mic's pretty much always on too. It's not recording obviously.
Like I completely took all my studio shit down and it's just packed away right now.
Damn.
That's how fucking serious I am about trying to fucking refocus and re-energize on myself right now and just not focus on music. But
I got totally distracted while we were earlier and was just ignoring tons of people. So I'm going to try and ignore my phone. That shit's on silence over there.
Ignore the phone.
I had to respond to everyone, and now I'm,
I do that on a
I
do that on a regular basis. I don't check my phone.
I'm bad at sometimes I check it and be like, oh, you gotta answer that person like ASAP, and then you just know like, oh, I don't want to be on my phone now. A few days go by, like, oh fuck, how do I answer them now? It's been some time.
I feel that, man. Like, I'm probably the worst person for checking my phone and getting back to people and all that shit.
Mm.
I just try to keep my personal life. Like, if I'm on my personal time, I try to treat music as a job, if that makes sense. Like, I'll try to schedule it in. So say I work 7 till 5. I'll get home at 6. I won't do anything music related till 7 again until 3.
Right.
So if it's a weekend, I don't work weekends. At my normal job, I'm not usually gonna fucking be business on the weekends for my fucking music.
Right.
But it all depends. I try to keep everything in like a business mindset, but lately it's hard when you get fucking like 50, 60 messages a day.
Yeah.
Can't get back to fucking everybody.
It's a little ridiculous too. Sometimes it's like it's something that's business or whatever the hell, or even just like checking in or meeting people. The other thing, trying to carry conversations with dozens and dozens of people on different social medias. It's like, I don't know. I just get stressful feeling like, it's like when you see someone from high school at like the fucking grocery store or something. Like if they look at you and you look at each other, it's like if you don't both wave to each other, you're like, I'm not gonna be the guy to go initiate it. Like even if you do or don't want to talk, you're like, you just, either way, it's a lose-lose situation. You just feel awkward.
Yeah. So I posted on Instagram saying, if me and you were to do a podcast, how many people would actually tune in and see it? There was 14 votes for yes, and there was 1 vote for no, but the person that did vote no said, yo, I fucked up. I went to go skip the story. So
True. Hell yeah. I think people would fuck with it. I think also it'd be really fun to go out with Jibrog and do some pranks and shit. Me and him talked about that the last time I was getting ink. And he's got like the hidden like cameras, hidden mics, like all that shit. Like, I just think it would be so fucking fun to do. Like, not to like go pick on people, obviously, but it would be just entertaining to just mess with people, be stupid, and get some reactions. I think people would enjoy seeing that. Maybe it's cheesy. I don't know.
It's all entertainment. That's what we're entertainers at the end of the day, right? That's what we do.
That's why even I was like working on MMA highlight reels and shit. I'm just like, yo, if people like our music and I like MMA, people like MMA, or it's not gonna hurt if I put this shit on the channel. You know, if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. But I think any genuine content is good content.
Any content's good content as long as you're keeping people engaged and watching over that shit, and you can't go wrong with it, right?
Yeah, I'd say unless you're fucking butt naked, but.
With a can of ravioli?
But yeah, I was gonna say you pulled that off. So is fucking Eric Andre. So
I did pull that shit off. I don't know how I pulled that shit off. And if anybody's listening that right now that did see that picture of the fucking...
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah. That shit was... that was some good shit.
So do you want to talk about the project? In our other... I realized we talked for 2 hours before in our other take, and we didn't talk about your new project once.
A new project. As long as we don't die, this is going to be one hell of a good story. Yeah, that shit is coming out in Jesus fuck. Yeah, that shit's coming out in 5 days, October 26th.
Because we're not filming, you were just getting hella texts. You didn't just have like an aneurysm there.
My phone was just going off like a motherfucker. But no, it's coming out in 5 days, October 26th. It's basically about an 18-year-old that's selling drugs and shit to get his mom and his sister out of the struggle. But
more noble than most people I know do selling drugs.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things, like, it's not a legit story in terms of this happened in real life. Like, as far as I know, this could have happened fucking multiple times, like, over all the years and shit, but this is just something...
Or just in fucking some areas, you know, it's some person has experienced something like it.
Yeah, it's not based on, like, a legit story. It's just... It's something that I sat down and I was like, how can I make a world for something that I want to fucking do? But the story is about an 18-year-old kid that's selling drugs to get his mom and his sister at the hustle because his dad hasn't been in his life since birth and shit.
Yeah.
So from then, something completely tragic happens where his life just goes on a complete downward spiral. And I'm not going to give anything away because this is going to be released before the project, but it's a fucked up story.
Yeah.
You've heard the project. You know exactly what happens. It's a fucked up story.
I've been like hearing all the references and all that shit as you've been producing it, mixing it. So it's a really powerful story. I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know how to give it proper credit because it's moving. It's like, when you're on Netflix and you're looking for a movie and you're just like, this looks pretty good, you know, we'll check this out. And then you just sort of get captivated from the first scene to the end. You're like, oh, that was a good fucking movie.
It's one of those projects that's completely cohesive the entire way through, so you can listen to it front to back and just, you can visualize everything as it's being told.
Yeah, and I only say that because I'm not a huge movie guy. Like, I'll watch movies, don't get me wrong, but
I'm a big movie guy.
Sometimes it's hard for me just because my brain is it fires a million miles a minute that I can't always stay focused. But some things, even if they're not necessarily relatable, I just see how well put together they are, how much time, whether it was the writers, the people doing the makeup, whatever the fuck, the actors, and you're just like, this is so cool. It's just cool seeing anyone care about their craft.
Yeah. No, it's definitely one of those, like, it's completely produced by myself. Me and Bennick went out and shot the fucking album cover and the track list.
Have you guys done any of the videos yet?
No, I don't think I'm going to do those until I'm back into music mode, because we were talking about how I'm taking a break and
sort of do it like have all the music and then one by one do the story through videos later.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to release, once the project's released, I might shoot a video that's explaining everything. I'll shoot it before everything comes out, but I'll release it around the same time, like the same day or two after it drops, just explaining everything.
Even like a solo podcast clip, even on camera.
Yeah, something like that. Just something that explains more the thought in each process of me writing the fucking bars and what's going on in the project, so people aren't completely... The bars aren't going over heads and all that shit.
Yeah, and they're not thinking like, oh my god, I didn't know this shit about Dizzy's life. Thinking it's
it's not about me. It's 100% not about me, but no, I do want to make a video explaining kind of like how Genius does it with all their bar breakdowns and all that shit.
Right.
Just because it might be hard to comprehend at first, and like some of the correlations between the first song, second song, third song. It's going to be a little bit hard to process unless you actually sit down and fucking listen.
Did you actually write these verses? Because I'm pretty sure you freestyled the majority of them. Like, I did not freestyle, but at least got in there in the booth without writing and just sort of going with what sounded best in the moment.
This one
Are you going to go through and copy shit, or did you actually write it in the first place?
I actually don't think I have the bars on my phone.
Because I think it wouldn't be a bad idea also if when you...
Post lyrics up.
Yeah, because you can always submit lyrics after you've uploaded to Distro. So you can put the music up for stores, and then later you can say, here's all the lyrics for it. So when people are on Instagram Music, or even just listening on the app, they can click in and read through.
No, I do got lyrics on my phone. Yeah, I do, actually.
Because I think it'd be powerful to, even if you're not doing a lyric video, to at least have them super accessible like that, you know? And that's dope.
I'll most likely post the lyrics in the comments of each video. But yeah, no, that's one big thing, because my writing style especially is, I don't usually... We've been in the booth how many times, and you'll see me just come up with bars in my head, and I'm staring at the fucking wall for 5 minutes, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fucking record. It's because I don't write my shit down when I record it. It's kind of just like off the top, kind of.
Sometimes even I always write, whether it's pen and paper or even just in my like phone. But I feel like it's at times counterintuitive just to stare at my phone or stare at an empty fucking page and be like, what am I gonna write?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just get like in a tunnel and you're just tunnel vision on the paper. Like, I gotta do something dope.
Oh, exactly.
Right? I think if you just sort of vibing with the beat in the room, like there's a lot of times where I get stumped on a verse and I just fucking put the beat on. I start fucking packing some bowls and I just look out the window or whatever and just fucking think. And usually, at least I'll get a thought pattern or some sort of idea that pops in my head that just trails off in the right place, and I iron out all the details.
And that's kind of how the first song came about, because when I wrote the first song, it wasn't my intent to make a three-track project out of that. What it was is I was just trying to go for a song, something conceptual. I didn't know if I was going to release it, but I wanted to write something conceptual just to flex the brain and the fucking storytelling aspect of music. You know what I mean? Because it's a big thing that doesn't happen most days, especially for myself. Like when I'm writing a song, my first thought isn't, yo, let's write a full fucking story and release it.
Yeah, because aside from maybe it's not a love song, and what was it? The Heist. What's this track you have with Vision? Where
The Setup.
The Setup.
I don't
Because those
even
are
know
the
if
only
that
two
was- Has that been
stories.
released yet?
I think he released that. Yeah.
I apologize, Viz. I don't even know if he released this shit.
I'm pretty sure he was doing that tape like a song a week or something, wasn't he?
I don't know if he actually went through and released that shit. Oh yeah, we did. The Setup got released. That was 6 months ago. Jesus. But yeah, that was like, we've done storytelling shit back in the day, but it's not one of those first thoughts when you get in the booth. My first thought when I get in the booth isn't, I'm gonna record a fucking storytelling joint that you can follow along with the entire fucking way through.
Yeah.
First thing I think is, how the fuck can I make a banger that everyone's gonna fucking appreciate? You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
How the fuck am I gonna make a song that actually gets enough streams to pay my ass?
Exactly. How am I gonna fucking pay my rent this month when no one's fucking streaming my shit?
Fucking craziness.
Nah, it's crazy. But no, I'm excited for this project. In 5 days, October 26th. As long as we don't die, this is gonna be one hell of a good story.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be dope. You've heard it. I know, and I know the
Yeah.
shock factor it gives.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And like I heard it like as you were
The process
working on
of making
too,
it,
so
'cause,
yeah,
yeah,
that was really cool.
I sent it to a bunch of people too before I even considered releasing it as a project. I was like, I need some feedback and like tell me if this is corny, like this whole idea
Mhm.
and fucking how I told the story and all the shit. I was like, if it's corny, let me know and I can do some fixing. But like 99% of everyone I sent it to, I don't know if they were just being nice, but they were like, yo, this is some fucking crazy shit. Like, release this shit. And I didn't even have a release date on it till I posted about it. Last week, I was like, fuck it. I'm taking a break and I don't really have anything else to do, so here's a project.
Yeah, give him a little something to fucking hold them over at least.
But no, my intent was to film a short film that correlates to the whole project and just tie everything in together and make everything make more sense and all that shit. But I'm hoping that it transpawns the way that I envision it to.
Yeah, I think it will, man. I think it will. Fucking, I know we talked about this a little bit before, but it's just, I feel like, for one, just cabin fever from how crazy the world is now. All the fucking COVID bullshit, everything else going on. But I just miss being able to go out on fucking tour. Like, seeing all these memories from 2 years ago, last year, fucking.
Yeah, because we were in the States a year ago, 4 or 5 days from now.
Yeah.
4 days from now, yeah.
It's just crazy to think, like, I don't know. We made so much traction from, 2 years ago to our first tour out to Prince Edward Island, and then going fucking Ontario, just doing runs, semi-locally, but doing actual, like, tour runs, multiple cities through Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Finally doing an international show, going back out, hitting fucking Quebec and Montreal again, and now it's just like we're stuck at home with no idea of when we're going to be able to go back on the road.
I know. I feel that. I'm trying to fucking... Probably shouldn't.
I made a fat drink. That might regret.
I don't know. I lost all control of my body.
I don't know. Do we have anything else we want to cover?
Did we talk about your girlfriend getting stuck in the washing machine?
We did not. So fucking Skyly falling in this goddamn washing machine. It's hard to do the story justice. I wish I had a fucking photo, but I'm playing Super Smash Bros. On the fucking pull-out couch downstairs in the basement. I hear this huge ass crash, and she just starts calling my name, just screaming. So I get up and I'm like sprinting, like fucking sliding all over the floor. I run in, I'm like, where is this bitch? Like, I think she's gonna be like trapped under a shelf or something. Yeah. And I see like toes, like just the edges of her feet hanging out the end of the fucking washing machine.
There's like 3 little piggies hanging out in the laundromat.
3 little fucking piggies just peeking out at me, and I go in, and at first I'm like, oh my god, like where's the camera? Are we on the fucking hub? Like you got stuck in the washing machine. Yeah, that's like
some, yo, step bro, help me out the fucking washing machine type shit.
Like I was gonna be cracking jokes, and I see her like a fucking fish in a barrel, completely stuffed, her entire body, like upside down in the washing machine. And she was so distraught, so I tried pulling her out, and it was a little harder than I expected. I finally fucking yanked her out of there. She said she was literally just bending in to switch the load of laundry, and she's a shorter gal, so she had to get on the stool and plopped her whole ass in there.
She's like 4'2".
I was thinking like, yo, she was drinking. Like if I wasn't home, imagine if she actually was just stuck in that
stuck in the washing machine for like 8 hours. Could you imagine?
Bro, the blood would go to your head so quick. She was like fully upside down, like on her neck and head.
God, that's like some horror scene shit.
Yeah, it was fucked. I like wanted to laugh for a split second, but I realized like, yo, this is serious. This is crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, hell of a story. On our 1 year anniversary, she got herself fully fucking stuck in the washing machine.
Happy anniversary, motherfucker.
Yeah, thank you.
That's one way to do it. Smash Bros and fucking being stuck in the washing machine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you won't see us online, but that's all right. We're going for a rap career, not a
unfortunately, you can't jerk off to this one. But
okay, before we close it off, Dizzy, you gotta explain the infamous fucking hat situation when we do shows.
The hat situation?
Yeah, you have various hats that you cycle through, whether it's the fucking Canadian hat, the fucking toque, the goddamn Pornhub hat.
Bro, I always wear different hats. I went from like when I first started doing shows like 7 years ago, I fucking every single show. Doesn't matter what the fucking show was, I would go to the mall before every fucking show and buy a brand new hat.
Damn.
I did that for like fucking 6 years, and then I was like, okay, yeah, now I'm doing like fucking 80 shows a year. I can't buy a brand new hat for every fucking show. But
that's hilarious.
No, I usually just
bucket hat.
I cycle through fucking my shit every show.
You gotta bring my gas mask on stage sometime. Just take a fat fucking bong hoot out of a gas mask.
That'd be dope.
Pass her off in the crowd.
I wish you could smoke blunts in venues.
Some places let you. Sketchy places. Places you might get stabbed. I mean, no, come to our shows. They're very safe.
Yeah, no, our shows are 100% professional, and a stab in the back ain't. It ain't terrible.
That's a lie. It's debauchery. There's fucking...
I throw beers at people, and...
You get inebriated.
I kick a bitch in the face once.
You might fucking meet a fucking predator. You might be a predator. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. There might be a full-blown murder scene at the end of the night. No, we're all good people. We're all good people. This shit, hip-hop is is it's such a good fucking community. It's what a lot of people don't understand. Like,
That's what people act like. You're gonna go to a show and get fucking.
that's what I mean. Like,
kidnapped.
you go to
fucking
what are you gonna
raped
go to
your
a
skin
show and
cut off,
fucking drink 6 beers and vibe out on stage with the artist that's fucking probably drank 6 beers on stage?
Yeah,
Like me,
probably more.
bro. I remember shows I used to show up completely sober, but then I get on stage and I drink like 4 to 8 drinks on stage and just be fucking mangled.
Dude, I remember the first time I ever got a rider of alcohol at a show, where like the promoter was like, "What do you want to drink?" Like, I'm just like, I don't know. What do you got? And, like getting bottles of Hennessy or bottles of vodka, and just being like, "Fuck!" Like even times where I have to host the show,
And you're just fucking zooted.
yeah, like I'd be like, waiting to go on last with fucking you and like Oakham's Wiser and shit, and I'd be introducing our openers and like chilling with the DJ, making sure the shit runs well because we're running the bill,
Yeah.
and be like, "Holy fuck!" Like the whole time I've been going from the fucking stage introducing acts to backstage taking shots and behind the bar taking shots, and like I can barely stand. I still got to get on stage in half an hour.
Bro, I remember getting on stage a few times and throwing up. Like, I've gone on stage and thrown up.
I'm actually pretty lucky. I've never thrown up at or before a show, or even after. I've thrown up on tour, being fucked up in between, like on car rides and shit.
I remember that.
All right, maybe we'll close it off with that, man. You want to tell that fucking story, dude? I can't.
Oh, man. Last story before we close this shit off. We were coming back from Kingston. I think it was Kingston. Because then we left that
I think that
morning.
was Sault Ste. Marie. Or were we going from Kingston to home to Sault Ste. Marie? We had a weird
No.
schedule.
I think it was Sault Ste. Marie. Because that was in the morning. Or afternoon or whatever. We came back from Kingston at night. I think it was Sault Ste. Marie. We did a show in Sault Ste. Marie, and we were coming back after a fucking 10, 12-hour drive. Just hungover as fuck. And, yeah, we had to pull over halfway through fucking Guelph and Waterloo. So Maddie could throw up somewhere that wasn't the fucking vehicle. And I remember that shit, bro. I remember just looking back and you went to put your hand over your mouth and that fucking...
Dude.
You threw up all over, bro. It hit the top of your hat. It hit the fucking glasses. Man's trying to hang out the window on the highway throwing up and just shit's fucking spraying all over the car. And we were like, oh my God.
Dude, I remember I was driving for the first few stops of that fucking tour run, and the only things I ate in like 4 or 5 days was like a bowl of chili and some shit from fucking Tim Hortons and a Wendy's Baconator. And we had so much fucking alcohol that night at the show. Like, it was no sleep tour. We had like 18 fucking 2.6s, and we were so drunk that I was like, it's not my turn to drive. Like, we're getting wasted.
I don't even know who was driving during that.
I don't remember either, but I just remember I wasn't on fucking driving duty, and I was so inebriated, and I was in the back of the car, and I was like, oh my God, I found a water bottle, and I looked down at it, I was like, dude, I don't think you've drinking water in like good like 12, 14 hours since we were at the fucking hotel.
Yeah.
I was like, have a sip of this water. I was like, okay, fucking chug this water bottle. Like, chug the entire thing. And like 3 or 4 seconds later, I'm like, oh shit, I'm feeling nauseous. You're good. This, like, you haven't thrown up in like years.
You definitely weren't good.
Yeah, and I was like, you're good. And then before I knew it, I was like, I'm not good. And my fucking car, the 2006 at the time, I had to crank the windows down, dude. I didn't have power windows.
No, that was like analog. You're like, I'm gonna throw up. You're cranking. You want to throw up more.
The shit, and I'm like, yo. And then I start looking for a bag, so I'm like looking at other people, knowing it's coming. I'm like, fuck. I just put my hands out, and somehow I made like a ramp for the puke just to like hit me in the face and the top. It almost knocked my hat off. Like,
it was bad.
Yeah. The dude at that Petro that we stopped at was definitely not
big mad.
I think I left like a t-shirt there. I think
you threw your pants.
Oh, in my pants and my
you threw the pants. And then me.
Oh yeah, that was a nice t-shirt. I kept the t-shirt.
I think it was a wood shirt actually.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I remember me and Bennick were fucking standing outside. No, Bennick wasn't there.
No, Poot.
No. When was that?
That was like the Blaze, like with Blaze 1 and Trey Bark, the North.
Why do I remember that? Did we stop at that same gas station with Bennick?
We've probably stopped at so many Petros like that off the highway with Bennick. That's so hard to remember.
Because I swear to God, he was there.
I just remember in that little tour recap, like Poots, while I was like fucking like cleaning all the shit up, he had the air guns for the tires, and he was like fucking swinging them around.
Yeah. I remember Bennick on one of them. I can't remember when that was. Are you sure that wasn't on the way back from?
No, yeah, I'm positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fairly recent.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was fucked. It's hard. It's all kind of a blur. It's
all our tours are fucking. All of our tours are just.
I think that'll be episode 2. We'll go through some crazy tour stories.
Yeah, we should do tour stories for episode 2. So if you want tour stories to episode 2, tune in and comment on this shit. Because we're currently at... Well, mine says 42, but we're probably going to cut this shit.
Yeah, we'll cut it down a little bit. But yeah, if you did watch this far, we really fucking appreciate that. Obviously, let us know if you did. And we're going to continue doing stuff like this. We might try shorter clips. We're going to get filming. So it won't just be audio eventually. Yeah. But it was cool, man. Trying this for the first time.
It is dope.
We had to go through the learning process, first take. But I'd say it was fucking success, man. Cheers to that. Thiccc Dizzy show.
If you thick and dizzy.
Episode 1, dude.
If you a fat fuck, I cheers you.
Hell yes.